Hey guys, so it's Abby and this video is a little bit different. I just had my hand on the zoom. Oops. Anyways, so this video is a little bit different because usually I like set the camera up, sit down, make sure the lighting looks good, all that kind of stuff. But I was gonna do that because I told myself that I would make a video today. So I'm still making it, but my biggest problem is I just don't want to like set everything up, and I know it's not like that much work. It's like my tripod and my camera, and sometimes I use lights, but usually I try to do natural light. But also my window literally faces like a building, like that is the view from my room. Not that we're in my room right now, but oh my god, what is going on? Anyways, so that is why I didn't want to deal with any of that. But then I've seen a lot of people doing like reading vlogs and stuff, and I really like vlogging and it's easier. I just literally hold the camera and talk to you guys, and I feel like it makes me feel more natural and I talk to you more naturally. So we're just doing that instead. So we're doing a reading vlog, and it actually works out because I've actually been reading recently, which is really nice. I think it's mostly because it was Thanksgiving break, so it was a lot easier to read and that kind of business. This is getting difficult to hold up. I need to transport this somewhere else. And I need to stop touching the freaking Zoom. I'm going to talk about some books that I've been recently obsessed with and all that kind of business. So, none of these I've actually finished, which has been the... Oh, no, I did finish a book, but I left it at home because I finished it and I flew home for Thanksgiving and I didn't feel like, I bought books while I was there, so I didn't want to like pack up the, saving space is basically what I'm saying. Anyways, so I went home for the holiday and I got some stuff, but I also took a couple books with me. And one of those was Aristotle and Dante, Discover the Secrets of the Universe. And I know I'm like 4 years behind, like hardcore, like way, way behind on this trend. But oh my gosh, what a great book. Like, so good. And it was so cute, and I read it so fast because it was a pretty easy and simple read, and I don't know, I really loved it. I thought it was a great read, and I've been kind of like lusting over that for a while, wanting like a good wholesome romance. Like how beautiful was that? It was such a good book. I finally understand all the hype. When I went to Virginia, which is where I went home for Thanksgiving, I took Dreamland Burning with me, which I haven't actually been reading when I was there, but I'm pretty far into it. This one is, I think I've mentioned it in like my previous video of like when I've been back, what I've been reading, but I've gotten farther into it. It is really good. I do like it. I'm just kind of nervous because you can feel like the tension building, and like something horrible is going to happen, and I'm a little concerned. So I'm taking it slow. Anyways, then one that I'm like currently obsessed with, like thank you, shout out to my sister Natalie, because she's the one who told me about this book. And it is I'm Traveling Alone. I told her, I was like, I've been into like murder mystery stuff recently. I've been listening to a podcast, which is My Favorite Murder. If you have not watched that podcast, you need to. It is so good. I told her that, and so she was like, oh, I know the book that you should be reading. And so she picked I'm Traveling Alone, and it's translated from a language, Norwegian, I think. Something like that. And so it takes place in like Norway area, and a 6-year-old girl is found in the countryside hanging lifeless from a tree and dressed in a strange doll's clothes. Around her neck is a sign that reads, I'm traveling alone, like you would find at like an airport, an unaccompanied minor. And it follows the investigators who were recruited to do this, but also like their own private lives as well. It's really, really, really well written. The characters are super interesting. It switches perspective. Like, it's all in third person. Like, omniscient, I think it's been a while since I've learned the perspectives, but I think it's third person omniscient, because it, like, switches perspectives, but you're never, like, you're in the person's head, but I don't know. It switches around a lot. I'm having a hard time. It's just so freaking good. Like, really good. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm not even that far in, and it's so well written, and I'm just really, really, really enjoying this. And my sister said there's like a second, maybe not a second book in the like a series, but maybe I think it might be like similar characters solving a different murder. So I'm excited. I really like this a lot. And then another book that I've been like thinking about picking up and stuff is one that I got a long time ago. And it's an adult book, which I've expressed that has been something I've been trying to read more of recently, just because the language is more advanced, it's more challenging, which I like a lot more than young adult recently. Like, I mean, there are exceptions, like kind of like the first two I mentioned, but yeah, I've just kind of been gravitating more towards that, and that is The Lightkeepers. And this one has a murder in it, but also is, it doesn't really say on here. I think I looked it up on Goodreads before I bought it, and that's why I got it. But it's like she works on this island doing stuff with birds and wildlife, but then she finds a dead body or something like that. And it's a lot of like nature writing, which is totally not something I would ever pick up for myself, but I'm trying to be different now, so this is one of the ones that I'm looking at. The Lightkeepers by Abby Ginny. Plus we have the same name, so that's kind of cool. So, I have read a little bit since I last updated. I've been reading The Lightkeepers, this one.
Oh, you almost hit yourself.
I did hit myself in the face. It's been a couple hours. Really, I haven't had a lot of time to read because I had my math class, and then we went and did homework at a coffee shop. I didn't really actually get that much done. Did you? Yeah. Well, I don't get a lot done when I like go to, like, I like the idea of going to a coffee shop and doing homework, but I don't actually really get anything done there.
Why didn't you get a lot done? Like, what is it about coffee?
I just like lollygag. I don't know, I think it might be because on Tuesdays and Thursdays, oh, I lost a nail. They're my long days. So
she doesn't break a nail, she just loses it.
I just said I lost a nail. I didn't say break.
I know, that's what I said.
Well, how would I break it? I lost it.
I know, I think it's funny, because the saying is, oh no, I broke a nail.
Well, I wasn't saying the saying. I was saying I was literally losing a nail.
I know, I've edited that out.
It's late. I'm ready for bed. I've clearly showered, put on my pajamas, and was just reading, so I wanted to update you guys. I'm only 15 pages into it, but they're like, there's a lot of words on the pages, okay? And I like it. It's very scenic, and I can't really tell what's going to happen yet, and I can't really remember, but apparently it's gripping and intense, so I'm excited. It's got a lot of praise. Yeah, apparently, I think these islands might be real. It, like, the story follows this woman who's on this island doing, like, research for these, like, birds and stuff, but I think the islands might actually be real, and at first I thought they were made up, so that's kind of interesting. Bridget's gone now, so that's that. I guess that's it. I will update you guys when I read again, whenever that may be.
It's not simple to say that most days I don't recognize me, that these shoes and this apron.
So I just got off work, but now I'm gonna head home. It's 5 o'clock. I'm going to probably eat something and change, I don't know, but tonight my university is having, like, you know, your university, like, people come to your university and they, like, play music and stuff. Well, if you heard of, from like 10 years ago, We the Kings, they had Check Yes Juliet. I don't know what my car is beeping at me for. And so, I mean, I haven't listened to their music in literally since I was in 7th grade, but I mean, I'm pretty pumped to hear my, like, 7th grade music live at my school for free. So I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna go do that. I bought a bunch of books off Book Outlet. I don't know when they'll be here, but I'm really excited, and I'll go more into depth. Someone's gonna stare at me right now. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go into more depth about those books when I get home. So, yeah. Bye.
The Cambridge version of a kingdom. Now I know they'll never hunt me when she's singing to me glory. She's singing to me glory. Somebody's written chords, she's singing to me glory. Tried to tell her throat wasn't in it.
Okay, this is actually pretty.
Wow,
a pretty.
the trees really
This is a pretty
grew.
treacherous walk. We're at a Christmas tree farm.
Woo!
So fun. This has nothing to do with reading. I just wanted to say that I was here, and it's
This
cute.
is actually where I took pictures of them, and look, the
Right
trees
here?
have grown so much. Yeah.
Nice. Uh-oh.
Yeah. But
Battery exhausted. It died. That's all I got.
She's imperfect, but she tries. She is good, but she lies. She is all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie.
I think it's been a while, like a couple days since I've updated. It's been a crazy weekend. Not a lot of reading was done, to be honest, but a little bit. There was a little bit, which is why I'm updating. I just made my second cup of matcha for the day, or green tea latte, whatever. Very good, highly recommend. But I wanted to update because I did some reading before bed last night, and I don't like to read scary books before bed, or anything that involves murder or demons or ghosts or anything, because that stuff creeps me the heck out. But I think I mentioned this earlier, that I was reading the Lightkeepers, and this one I thought was not really that creepy. I think at some point I thought there was going to be like a dead body involved, but like way later. And then it got so spooky so fast and involved like a ghost, and I was like, oh god. And so I was like, I'm gonna have nightmares, so I had to set it down. But this book, guys, I've never, obviously, have not heard anyone talk about it. I got it at Barnes & Noble, and I was telling my mom, this was a long time ago, that I wanted to read more adult books because young adult books were starting to bore me a little bit, or the writing wasn't like advanced enough, but I still want it to be an interesting plot. Like, I don't want it to all be about infidelity, and I'm like not really super into fantasy, so it's hard to find kind of a middle ground of like interesting stuff, which is why I fall a lot towards like murder mysteries, ghost stories, that kind of stuff. And so my mom's like, that cover looks interesting, why don't you pick that one up? And so I bought it just because my mom told me to, and it's turning out to be so good. The author won the Barnes & Noble Discover Great New Writers Award winning thing, so that's really promising, and the writing is really good, and it doesn't have like a blurb or anything anywhere. The most it says is a remarkable debut set on the mysterious Farallon Islands that redefines the way we look at the natural world, which is like so vague, and actually doesn't even really sound like the way that the book sounds. The book, she's like writing letters to her mom who passed away when she was in middle school, but she goes onto this island to take photographs. She's a nature photographer, but it's like called like the Islands of the Dead is the nickname because people keep dying there, and there's very few biologists who live there because it's a completely like nature reservoir now, and so spooky stuff happens, and now there's a ghost, and I'm like, what the heck? But I'm really liking it. I think it's really good. I'm not sure how long this vlog is at this point, so I'll probably end it now. If I read anything tonight, I will update you guys, but I haven't really, this was like the crappiest reading vlog because I didn't actually read anything. Oh, sorry for this horrible lighting, guys. Anyways, I said that I would update you guys possibly, so I'm updating you now because I did do some reading. I finished a book. And I thought that I wouldn't for this reading vlog and that this would all be pointless, but I did finish a book. Let me get it out. Where is it? Ugh. Picked up this book and get out of here. Hadn't picked up this book in a while, but I was literally like 20 pages from finishing it. So I was like, I should finish that book and just get it over with, add to my reading challenge on Goodreads or whatever. And that is, what is it even called? One Day We'll All Be Dead and None of This Will Matter. By Sachi Cole, I think is how you pronounce her last name. And it was pretty good. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads just because it did take me like months to finish it. Just because I like essays like this, but at a certain point I just get bored because it's like someone else's life, and I don't know, it was very like mundane things. Like I thought her family dynamics were interesting, and I really liked learning about her culture and stuff, but it got to a point where it all felt very repetitive. Like, it's a book of essays, but a lot of the essays are about the same things. Like, they're all pretty much about her parents, or they're all about her culture. So I feel like she could have just written it all as one big book, like memoir, instead of just like essays. There's like a few, like one or two that dabble in like love and stuff, but not really. So it was okay. I thought the cover was cool above all else. And that is kind of where I'm at. And yeah, I probably will read before I go to bed tonight, but I will end this reading vlog now because I feel like there's probably a lot of stuff to edit together. So,
Can I talk about something I've read?
sure. Bridget wants to talk about something that she's read.
This is my philosophy book. It's called Intro to Philosophy. Co-written by my professor, Professor Shepard. Great book. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. On Goodreads, I rated a 5 out of 5.
Okay.
Lots of great comments. The cover, exquisite, obviously. Beautiful detailing. Yeah, just a collection of essays and speeches and excerpts from other people's writings and books and memoirs.
Memoirs.
So it's really diverse, and whatever you're feeling, just go to the table of contents and bibbidi-bop your way to whatever philosophical.
How much is that? It's a textbook, right?
$40 or less.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that wraps
But
everything.
I actually do have a book that I read.
What?
But in all honesty, I almost read this book all the way. Which is really good for me, because I was one of those people that never finished a book in high school, pretty much spark noted everything. But I read probably 90% of this book.
Why don't you finish it?
Well, I am going to after finals. I'll do it for fun. But it's called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. He was in the Holocaust. And it just talks about the first part. Most of the book talks about his life in the camps and how he somehow held on to a meaning of life, even though desolation was all around him. And then the second part, he is a psychiatrist, I believe, and the second part is about his method called logotherapy, and he contrasts that to Freud's psychoanalysis. So
Wow.
really interesting book. If you like kind of a different take on the Holocaust, it definitely lived up to that. So
Cool.
So yeah, like 5 out of 5 would recommend.
Alright guys, so that wraps up this reading vlog. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video.